Twinkle. Come on. Here. Ready? Where's your buddy? He's not here today. Boop. Still doesn't want to take it. Okay, I'll give you a couple more. So, it is 10:20 Monday morning. I just realized this morning that I didn't edit the vlog yesterday to get it up today. So, even though you will have seen it by the time that this video comes out, I've got to remember to do that today so that I can get it up tomorrow. The school psychologist called me this morning at 9 o'clock. I was having a fit about that all morning because I just hate talking on the phone in general, especially to people I don't know. But she was really nice, and then Aiden just finished the evaluation with her, the first half. He was stressing me out because he was answering things wrong that he knows how to do, like simple math stuff. And here I am telling her, oh, he's so good at math. And then, like, I was trying to, like, motion to him, like, no, listen to what she's saying. This is stressing me out like crazy. I don't know if it was just because he wanted to get it over with quickly or what, but then Thursday is going to be the harder part of it because, like, they sent me this big packet that he has to do on camera with her, and that's just going to be another headache. And then next week, I thought it was only going to be these 2 sessions. Next week, she's going to schedule 2 more for, like, cognitive stuff. I don't know what they're going to ask him for that. This is all a lot. And then the damn MCAS testing is going to be the beginning of April and the beginning of May. And I have the meeting tomorrow with his special needs teacher, and I think I'm going to tell her he's not doing it again this year. She didn't really seem to care last time when I said I don't think we're going to do it. She was the one that told me you can opt out. Like, we're not supposed to tell you that, but you can opt out of it. So I think I'm going to opt out of it because I don't know how I'm going to get him there anyway, because it's four weekdays and Steven's going to be at work with the car all 4 days. So, it's not even like I could take him to work and then pick him up at night, but it's just like, that's just more stress that I don't want to deal with right now. All this stupid school stuff is driving me insane. And I just keep going to, like, if he was in regular school, I wouldn't have to do any of this because they do it in school when he's in school. Like MCAS, I wouldn't have to take him anywhere because he'd do it while he's in school. All this evaluation, I wouldn't have to be part of it because he's in school. It is nice to see, like, how they do it and what they actually do with him, but it's stressing me out for no reason. I don't know why I'm like this. I really want to put him into regular school again, especially, like, now I'm not really worried about COVID anymore. We've already had it, and it's just the schools here are not good schools, especially for, like, special needs programs. So that's why I've kept him in this online school that is technically a public school. That's why he still has to do all this stuff. If I was just homeschooling him, we wouldn't have to do any of this shit. But I don't want that. I want him to actually get the curriculum that Massachusetts schools gives you. So, like, the school that he is in, I've mentioned it before, is the only certified online, like, totally online public school. It just sucks that, like, for the testing and crap, we have to take them places to do that. If it was 100% online, it would be awesome. So, what else was I going to say? I don't remember now, but I've got to get him on his next class because it's almost time for that. he's just missing music. He finished quicker than she thought he was going to. So I'm not going to send him to the last few minutes of music class because there's no point to it. She knew that he was going to be out anyway, so I'm just giving him like a 10-minute break right now before we go back on. I'm just glad that this didn't all take place on a Tuesday, because Tuesdays are really the hectic day of the week. And tomorrow's not even going to be that bad because it's another one of those teacher, what are they called? Teacher development, staff development days or whatever. So he's only going to have like work that she posts to do, and then he has his evaluation from 12 to 1 with his occupational therapist. That's the last half of that. She also sent me a packet that he has to do with her. That was the one that she said that I could look at. Like the one with the psychologist, I'm not supposed to look at it beforehand. So it's still in the envelope and it's driving me nuts. But the occupational therapist said I could peek at it, and it's a lot of like shapes and stuff. Like they give you a shape and then you have to draw it in the box underneath it. So I think he's going to do fine with that. It's just a lot of like paying attention to what they're showing you and then trying to replicate it with that stuff, because that's OT and that's a lot of what they do with him. But yeah, as long as the second part of his, so it's called psychoeducational evaluation is what the psychologist is doing with him. So even though he had no live classes today, I still feel like I haven't been able to get anything done. We just finished a little while ago his evaluation with the occupational therapy. So now his OT is done. Now the last thing we have to worry about is the rest of the psychologist ones, which is Thursday, and then I don't know what day is next week because she hasn't told me yet. But yeah, I had to wait around for that, and I couldn't get much work done because I had to keep stopping to do other stuff. Like the UPS guy came, the mailman came. It's like every time I sat down, I had to get up to do something else. You know that zombie house flipping show that I've been watching because I just get a kick out of it? I got to the current season, and now it's all different people. They're in Tampa now instead of Orlando, and it's none of the same people, which kind of sucks because these people don't seem like they're overacting, so now it's like it's not as amusing as it was before, so that's a bummer. You could kind of tell in season 4, which was I guess their last season, the main guy who like owns the company was not in it as much, like hardly at all actually. It was mainly the bald guy and the real estate girl. So the guy that always did his antics, falling through ceilings and stuff, and then sometimes the real estate girl wasn't even in it, and he'd get someone else that hadn't even been on the show before. So you could kind of tell like maybe the other ones just got too busy and they had to stop doing the show. I don't know. It was funny while it lasted. Now it's just a normal house flipping show. What else? I don't know if this is toothpaste or what that I got on this, that white part, but it's only on that. Like I didn't trip it anywhere else, so I don't know if maybe this dunked in something. I don't know what that's from. I have to do laundry and I'm putting it off because I don't feel like doing it. I feel like I've done laundry every single day for like the past 5 days. Now I only have an hour before I have to go do the meeting with his special education teacher. That only lasts like 15 minutes, but I can't be late for it either because I don't want to have to reschedule it for another day and have to worry about it a different day. So I'm kind of just trying not to get started and delve into anything yet, because once I start working I lose track of time and then I'm like, shit, I totally forgot. So I don't want to do that. I haven't had to touch up my hair yet. It's still pretty bright and I don't even know how many times I've washed it since I dyed it now. I'll have to do it eventually when the roots start growing out. But I kind of like having this color because you can't tell as bad when my grays are coming in. I'm sure once they get longer, you'll be able to tell, but And then, like, I wanted to do the other part of my hair darker again, too, because there's a whole bunch of spots I missed the last time I did this black, and now it's just brown anyways, so I just don't have any, like, brown hair dye. I never ended up getting more of the Wella like I said I was going to, so I didn't do that yet. But I'm probably going to wash it again tonight anyway, because I gotta do my exercise, and I'm gonna end up being all sweaty and want to wash it anyway, so I may as well do it tonight. And then I'm editing my last week's vlog right now because I still forgot to do it yesterday, so this is gonna go up like on a Wednesday, and I never get them up that late. It's not like that many people watch them anyway, but if you are watching it and it's late, I apologize. Yeah, that's about it. I really don't have anything else much else going on. I just want to go finish this editing and stuff before I have to do the meeting with her. And I only have an hour, so I hope I can get this done and uploaded and everything. I might set it to go up later today, because it's already late. It's already going up late. I'll just have it go up at night instead of in the morning like it usually does. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll talk to you guys later. Welcome to my creepy basement. I've never vlogged down here before. I need to do laundry, so I came down here, and then I remembered I forgot to show you my new t-shirts. This is Aiden's, like a deconstructed cheeseburger on a skateboard, and this is my Goblin King one. It's so cool. The only thing with these t-shirts from, where was this from? Shirt Punch. They smell so bad when you first get them, because obviously they were just screen printed. And then this is the Falcor one. Sorry, the camera's very crooked. I have nothing over here to put you on except for the washing machine.
Keep going. You have to pinch it like that, both sides.
Did you feel how wiggly it was, or did you not wiggle it? I don't think it's ready to come out yet. He's like determined.
A chunk of plaque on that tooth. I gotta scrape it off.
On that silver one?
No. You have to pinch.
Here I am procrastinating getting any work done again. I've gotten a lot done today, actually. It's 6 o'clock right now. 6 o'clock at night. I am packing orders and stuff and realizing stuff that I forgot to make, like always, because I always forget to do something. So I had that meeting yesterday with Aiden's special needs teacher, and like she asked again if we were going to do the MCAS testing, and I was like, I really don't think we're going to, because he's having all this testing and evaluation stuff on top of all the other tests that they've had. And he's like, he was stressing out with the other day with the what was it, the psychoeducational evaluation, and we have to do the next part of it tomorrow morning at 9:45. And then she emailed me today and said he'll only need one session next week for the cognitive one, which I believe that's just like she's gonna tell him to do stuff and point to stuff, and he's not the greatest at listening to directions, so that'll be interesting. So I told her we're not doing it. And apparently I have to email 4 different people with like my official statement that he's not going to be taking the MCAS. But you can't say you're opting out, because they'll come back at you with there is no option to opt out. You basically just have to say that as a parent you're choosing to not have your child participate. This whole thing is so stupid. Like last year I just didn't send him, and we didn't show up to it, and I never got any email or anything about that. But also this year I had it switched so that if he has to take tests for anything else in person, and this mainly the MCAS thing, it's one-on-one testing, so that he goes and he's just going to be with a teacher doing it instead of throwing him in a classroom with a bunch of other kids, which was one of the main reasons I didn't send him last year to it. We could have gone last year because Stephen wasn't working at that time, but I didn't, like, he's not going to, just doing it in a classroom with other kids like that, he reads everything out loud instead of to himself. So like when he's reading questions, he's going to be sitting there aggravating other people because he's reading out loud. So he's going to have to be in a spot by himself anyway. But I had that change to this year when we did his IEP meeting and told them that, and then he got switched for that. So like I obviously have to let them know, because I don't want them to set him up a date and time with a teacher. The teacher shows up and we don't show up. So I have to word it properly, and like I haven't had time to do that yet. I have to sit tonight and write that letter and then email it to the 4 different teachers that are like part of the I don't know. It's her, which is the teacher that I talked to yesterday, and then 3 other people, and I know one of them is like the special education head of the department or whatever. I don't know. I really don't know what to write in it. I was trying to look up sample letters of what you're supposed to write when you're opting your kid out of standardized testing, and it's got this big long thing, and like the way they word this one, this is kind of rude, so I don't want to rudely word it, but like I'm definitely going to use this part that says the school's teachers and administrators should understand that this action is in no way a reflection of my feelings toward them, nor is it intended as an attack toward them or the work that they do every day. My issue is with the high-stakes standardized testing and the harm it does to children in our public schools. So I'm going to use that part and just kind of reword it myself. And also put in that, like, that they have, like, a little, what is this called? Points. There's a word for bullet points of why why you're refusing. Negatively affects my child's social and emotional well-being. I don't know that it so much does that to him. I know, like, he wants to get it over with quickly, so he's not fully reading everything. Like, these are tests that you go and take, and it takes like a couple hours, and he's just gonna want to fly through it. Replaces higher order thinking with drill and kill curriculum. Some of these are like more targeted towards brick and mortar schools, but I can use some of these. Places developmentally inappropriate, undue, and unhealthy stress on my child. But like, also, I don't agree with the friggin' standardized testing to begin with, but like, especially for kids that have learning disabilities. Like, how the hell are you gonna give them the same exact test that you're giving to all the neurotypical kids? It pisses me off, because like, he's so smart and he knows so much stuff, but you're giving him the test that you're giving every other kid, and he doesn't, like, the language arts stuff is just too much for him most of the time. When it's like correcting sentences and knowing like your prefixes and suffixes and stuff like that, he does great. But it's the MCAS is a lot of friggin' reading and answering questions and reading comprehension and stuff, and that is the stuff that he has so much trouble with. So like, I don't want him to take a test and then do horribly. Like, they say that it doesn't really friggin' count for anything but how good the school looks, until high school, when they have to take it in order to graduate, which that's going to be fun, but I hope by then we've moved somewhere else and he can be in a regular school so that there's like more people working one-on-one with him. But I will say that having him do school like this helped him a lot in like the occupational therapy aspect, because he was only getting it, I think it was only the same as what it is now, a half-an-hour session a week, when he was at the regular school before. And like, she would have a class of kids, and trying to remember how it was. It might have been two sessions a week, because I know when COVID first started and we had to do everything online at the old school, he would meet with her one-on-one, and then he would have like full class OT. But that was also because he was in the special needs class for most of the day, but he would go to the inclusion classroom, is what they call it, which is just the neurotypical classroom of that grade, and do math and language arts with them. So like he'd be pulled out of his classroom every day constantly to go to other stuff and do activities and stuff with them. So I think it was two sessions when he was in regular school. But anyways, I can be here with him and see how speech therapy and occupational therapy are doing things with him, so that I can do it more with him. So I think that's helped a lot, because like I said, when we started at this school, he used to hold his pencil, pen, crayon, whatever he was using, like this, and like color like this, so it was hard for him to control and stay in the lines. He would write like this. He had very neat handwriting, but who wants to write like this? Like, that's gonna kill your hand when you have to write a lot. And working with her, the occupational therapist that works with him now, on just drilling it into him that he has to hold his pencil like this. This is called a tripod grasp. I learned that by working with OT and everything. But he writes like this, no problem now. Like, doesn't even have to think about it. When I first started like drilling it into him, I'd have to constantly be correcting him. Hold it right, because like he'd pick it up and immediately want to do this, but then he would fix it. And now he just immediately like this. His writing isn't quite as neat as it used to be, because he's still working on being super fluent doing it this way. But the fact that he hasn't gone back to wanting to do this at all, I'm really impressed with that. So like, that part of it is good. And then the part of it with like, I have to be involved in like all the testing and the stressful stuff. That's the downside of it for me anyway. All the evaluations and stuff that they're doing right now, it's just so much. It's a lot on him, and it's a lot on me, because I just stress out over everything no matter what. But I have the list of people here that I need to email that I kind of just jotted down on the back of a recipe. And then that, I have to figure out how I'm going to word it. And I'm just going to go finish my stuff for the rest of the night so I can relax. I'm super tired today. I don't know why I got up at like 6:30 this morning, and then I couldn't fall back to sleep. So I've been up earlier than I needed to be, because I usually get up at 7:30 with Aiden to start getting ready for school and everything. I don't know why my body woke me up an hour earlier. I went to bed at the same time as I always do. I usually go to bed at midnight, so I don't know. I might go to bed earlier tonight, because I've been super tired all day. So it's Friday. I don't think I recorded anything yesterday. Aiden's doing science class right now, which it's a very like chill thing, because they did it last Friday too. They joined both 4th grade classes for science, and it's just this guy that comes in that shows them how to do like just tinker with stuff. Like, they got a kit in the mail that has a bunch of popsicle sticks and like paper clips and stuff, and he shows them how to make little mechanical things. But that girl that was in his class that I told you about like months ago, that was always acting up, and like I was like, where is this kid's mother all the time? Because his teacher was getting so fed up with her, and then the mother finally came on. The last day that we saw her mother finally came on the microphone and was like berating the teacher in front of the entire class. So I thought that she pulled her out of the school, because after that she wasn't in his class anymore. She's in the other 4th grade class now. So they joined the 4th grade classes, and that kid immediately gets in the chat and is like, oh shit, did y'all miss me? But she spelled it with an O, so it said oh shot. And then they turned off the chat because obviously the kid's gonna start acting up in the chat. And she got on the microphone and said she wanted to like leave the class because she didn't want to see the old teacher. Unfriggin' believable. Like, I think like we see this. This is only his second year in this school, but we've seen it with a lot of kids where like they super act up. He has one in his class right now that like the mother is there, but like she's not paying attention to the kid being a jerk in class. So but yeah, I think a lot of parents that are like that, I don't even know how to word it without being super offensive, but they think that they can just enroll them in the school and it'll be a piece of cake because they can just throw them on their computer all day and they're not going to have to do anything. When in reality, this school is way stricter about stuff than any school he's been in before. Like with the sick thing, you would think that wouldn't be a big deal when they're sick, but you have to friggin' make sure that you let the attendance office know, the nurse contacts you and everything. Like when we had COVID, friggin' the fact that the nurse was asking me for a doctor's note that day when I felt like absolute shit pissed me off so much. Like that was the last thing I wanted to deal with, was calling doctor's offices. Like his regular school, they only wanted a doctor's note if he missed like 3 days in a row or more. So this place is way more strict about stuff, which doesn't make sense for that kind of stuff, like calling them out sick, because they're not interacting with each other in person. Unless they go to a meetup or something, they're not in person with each other. So I have to finish the email that I'm trying to construct to send to these people to let them know he's not doing the MCAS testing. I have to do that today. That's my goal. I have a pile of packages on the floor that I have to print all the shipping labels for, so that's what I'm doing today. And then I started another sale today. Wasn't planning on it, but I created new lustrous dusts, which are my loose highlighters, but they're like listed under multi-use items on the website because you can use them on your eyes, your lips, and your face. You can mix them with like a mixing medium and friggin' paint with them because they're so pigmented. So they're just under multi-use on the website. But I'll probably end up running that sale all week again because it just depends, because sometimes Instagram likes me and actually shows my post announcing the sale to people, and sometimes it doesn't. Even though I repost it to my story every day over the weekend, it's just going to depend how many sales I get, because I always aim to just have a weekend sale, and then it turns into a whole week sale when I don't like bring in enough money. And then it still happens that when I end it after running the sale for a week, I'll have a handful of people still say, oh man, I missed the sale. I didn't know you were having a sale. It sucks. It just sucks. Like I'm just below 8,000 followers on Instagram now, and the fact that like so few people see the posts is so aggravating. I try everything to like mess with the like trying different times to post, different days, what times on certain days do the best. Like it has so much to do with like figuring that stuff out, and it's not fun. And notice if I post at night, it gets more engagement than during the day. So like I technically should have posted about the sale last night, but I did it this morning. But like I'll repost it to my stories tonight to see. Usually the stuff that goes into the stories gets seen more than what gets posted to my feed. So if I post to the feed, I always just post it to the story too. Such a pain in the butt. But yeah, I also have to place that order for the multi-chrome pigments today. So I have it all written down of which colors I'm going to get and everything, and it's super exciting. Because I want to see what we're going to do, like 6 colors so that there's a whole mega chrome collection coming out, because I currently have 5 of the super fancy expensive ones. Hiccups again. 5 colors, and then I just made 4 more, but I'm gonna nix the pink one that I made because it's not shifty enough to be an $18 eyeshadow, and I can't really make it like a normal eyeshadow because I can't sell it for $5. The stuff that goes into it is way too expensive, and I'll be losing money if I do that. So yeah, I gotta do that today, finish up this stuff, and then I should be good to go. I only have a little stack left of orders that need to be done, so I'm gonna do that today. As long as I get all this stuff done today, I'll be in a good place to be starting this sale, which already started. I technically turned it on last night, but I didn't announce it until today, so that's that. I'm gonna go, and I will talk to you guys next week.